Mm-hmm. Hi, David.
I was just trying to call you.
Hi. We were just going to leave to go copy.
This will be short. I just want to kind of check in with you.
Hello.
Let me, oh, this is Pat.
Hi.
He's
Hi.
with me.
Good to
He's a
meet you.
paramedic at this Vermont.
Hi.
This is my friend Carol.
Hi, Carol. Nice to meet you.
David.
How you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, so I sent you all a copy of my second
I saw that.
hospice letter.
I talked to Alex.
Good, yeah, I gave him permission.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You okay me talking to you here?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And she's
You
fine. She's
can
my,
always step out.
yeah, she's my mentor.
Okay.
She's helping me with my writing and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm assuming not much has changed from your perspective. I just want to start off by catching up with you.
Just
And then-
want to, yeah, it's advancing, the cancer. It's, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It's not, it's,
How are you feeling physically?
not too bad.
Energy's okay?
No, energy's low, but I'm able to work in, having my home and having the RV and being able to be in it helps with the actual disability part of it, like the walking and the,
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, so having the RV is really essential to me. What's going on? I know about the signs. I see the
Oh, no,
signs
so
and stuff.
we'll get to that. I want to talk to you about you first.
Okay.
And then, is it who do you have up north that comes visit you? from family? Is that
Mitzi
your-
Fatah,
that your-
she's my caregiver. She was when I was gonna have the mastectomy, it was gonna be a double mastectomy and then radiation and chemo, and it was gonna be, that was the whole reason I was working with ECS
Yes, okay.
to get moved, repaired, and moved in there, because they don't let you just tow a broken RV in.
Right.
It has to be running and registered and so forth. So that so they went ahead and moved up there. They were from here,
okay.
and so
So
they're
that's why
kind
she
of
comes down to
yeah,
check
because
on
she's
you.
a journeyman carpenter and a union delegate for the Carpentries Union, so she's like into it, and she wants back here very much. So they're not upset with me, of course,
Right,
but
right,
they're
right.
like, every time I see them, they're like, why are you here? Why don't you come there? But now I'm actually in the active stages of dying, and I have 2 children here that see me once a week, or
So you are checking in with your son and daughter?
yeah, they come.
Yeah,
They
good.
come
Okay.
and
Okay, I wanted to make
yeah,
sure
no,
that
they do come. COVID is very difficult for them.
Yeah.
They have roommate situations, so there's nowhere for me to actually park or live with them.
Well, I know the last time we talked, my impression was you weren't having much contact with them because you didn't want to be a burden. But I think
Well, no,
it's
that part,
important
no,
to-
that
okay.
part
Okay.
of dying is not. We don't do. That's me.
Yeah.
I want a dignified death in my own home, and that's it. That's all I want. I
So
don't
have you-
care. I don't care where, but it
Yeah.
has to be this RV, because she wanted me to go drive into the park to have our morning. We have a Thursday thing. We
But
sit
you,
and
I
go
know
over.
you don't want to go. far
I
away
can't
from
go
it.
because the police are walking up and saying, "Hello, Ramona," and I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not stupid. I'm not leaving it.
You're quite smart. So, have you had discussions with hospice in the event that maybe you can't stay here, as far as going into one of the hospice programs, the residential program?
No, that's not a discussion for me. I will literally, my emotional state will disintegrate quickly if I have to leave my husband's ashes, my home, our bed, my mental state.
So
Even
your plan is, I just want to reiterate that, your
Is-
plan is to potentially pass away here.
no, my plan is
Right.
to pass away in this
In the
RV.
RV, right.
This RV does not have to be on this street.
No, wherever,
But in this
but
RV,
in, the RV,
right.
in your home.
In my home.
Okay.
Yes, thank
No,
you.
that's what I was.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
clear.
it's very clear to everyone that it would be detrimental, because breast cancer is a slow death. It's not necessarily that horrible,
Yeah.
I have time, and I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I do when they come, or when you come, but
you
it's
just
okay.
need to know, like
No,
people
it's
like me, like
okay.
social workers. No,
Yes,
some.
I understand.
you know,
No, I'm very open.
We think about kind of worst case scenarios, and one thing is to make sure you're safe and comfortable.
I'm
So
very
if it comes
safe
to
and
it,
comfortable in
hospice,
there.
and I'm
Yeah.
going to be one of those people. If it seems like it's not possible here, it might be a discussion about another option, meaning
Okay.
one of the residential hospice programs.
Okay,
right?
that's-
and
that's-
there's a few
We
that are
could
better than others.
We could discuss moving the RV to RV park, like we originally talked about.
Well,
But as long as I'm in the level of control I have,
no, I know. Well, I'm just saying that as a one I don't think, hopefully that won't happen.
Well, if it comes
just
to
something
that point where it really looks like I need to go into a care facility, I will terminally dehydrate like the Eskimos. Like this is
Okay.
very much I will end not with their medications, but as a Christian,
Right.
I will. That's one of the reasons I keep my fast going and so forth. But it's.
But this is why I just want to be clear.
No,
where you
I
are,
understand.
'cause the
But
way-
we're not at that point
Oh,
yet.
no,
And the
definitely
RV is more repaired as we go. I every chance I get, my car is running again with the
I know
help.
your car's
Yes,
running.
it's over there. And
This isn't functional.
no, this is functional. It
Yeah.
has brakes. A brake job's been done on it. Tires have been put on it. The roof has been repaired. It starts, but it needs a new battery and a can of starter fluid. So we're thinking inertia switch got popped by one of these fools that have been looking at it. But it's moved 3 times since and it braked. Somebody ran in front of it and
It's
it braked.
drivable right now?
Hard
Hard to say.
A
If
hard
you get
start.
It started.
You get it started, that sucker will
That's
move.
just a
some.
battery issue, but if you get it started,
Yeah, and now the other problem is this is my fault. I defrosted the refrigerator and I didn't realize it went into the floor
I know
and
you
made a
have
big
damage,
hole.
yeah.
Yeah.
She has
So I have some damage in there. We've already taken out the refrigerator,
it's okay.
but I'm a little. You can see when you open the. There's some. But other than that, and the people who have driven it say it doesn't feel any.
Doesn't
Yeah,
feel unsafe.
doesn't feel unsafe. So.
Are there any conversations about opening up like a place for people to go officially?
So they are working on a vehicle triage area, so places where people with RVs can go in this part of the city.
In this part of the city?
But as far as I know, the challenges with any of those places is that it's not in my backyard, right?
So I heard something about the zoo maybe parking
So
lot.
I actually am not connected enough to know where the locations are. I know they were looking at a number of locations and they're trying to work on that, both for this area and in the Mission. But I don't know how far, I don't think in the immediate future that's not going to help at this point, right? So I wanted to reconnect with you and I wanted to check in again about where you're at. So now I'll go to what these are about.
Okay,
So-
well, just to finish the conversation about the RV is simply, I have the mobile mechanic that's when he's registered, he has the number that he's worked on the car. The last time you and I talked, it was about being in a shop,
Right.
putting the RV in a shop and letting them,
And you needing to be some.
and the animals. I have the dog and the 2 cats. Okay, but trying to think like a middle-class woman whose family was coming in and nephews and uncles and everyone was just taking over and here you go sit over there and don't worry your little head about, I'm from the South, okay, so that's, so I think an RV repair shop would be great and would give me the confidence I need, okay. My son is willing to join with me in the moving of it to the 1,000 Trail system every 3 weeks. I have to go from the level I'm at now, which is every 4 days, catch up with my membership dues. They have 7 campgrounds this was the very first thing I went to court and asked for. It's the very first thing I ever asked ECS for. It was not the RV park in Mendocino, it was this. The 1,000 Trails. So 3 weeks, you move to the next, and it's all in a computer. They have showers, they have bathrooms, they have security that rides around in little trails, they have fences. They have older than 10-year RVs.
So you're saying that if this got repaired, your son's willing to
Yes,
go with you
we've had
on
this
that?
discussion completely. We've had, and furthermore, I found a couple on Craigslist who will dump things, drive things, haul things,
What's your son's name?
Merlin Mayon.
That's right, Merlin.
Yes. All right, so he would come and pick me up. I mean, I would go and pick him up from wherever the nearest BART was, and then we would convoy the next day, and it would give me a place to be for $200 a month is the amount that it costs. It costs more. This was the help I needed from ECS, was getting I think it's a $700 deposit to go into the elite package, they call it. The closest one to here is Hollister. Then there's one in Russian River. I have a very good friend in Russian River, Kelseyville. One north of, one north of Sacramento. I liked another one in Manteca. There are several all in the area, and you can use them. You don't pay anything else. You only pay the dues.
So it sounds like the plan's kind of evolved, because last time we talked, my impression was it was just going to be you going, but the fact that your son was going to go with you.
Right,
that's
exactly.
great.
And well, he's back with his wife, so that has a big thing to do with it. Yeah.
Yay. So that's
No, that has a big part of it, and they're going to inherit the RV, and I'd like them to inherit the package too. It's a transferable
so then
type
they
of thing.
okay.
So I feel like he's a roofer, and they have these 1,000 trails all over the country. There's like 200 of them or something. So I feel like it would be good for him. I feel like it'd be fantastic for me. And I've also talked to the Sutter Hospice people, and whatever I'm in, whatever division I'm in for that week's visit, they will send me a team to the 1,000 Trails.
Oh, okay.
Like I've already talked through
really?
with Alex. Like he's already, like you could call him back and ask him if, to verify that we've talked about this. But
I believe you. I don't.
well, no,
have
but
to,
I want you to no. But I want you to understand. I'm working on more than just a pipe dream.
Yeah.
I intend to die in this vehicle with my family nearby, with hospice helping me, and just because it's an RV, the 1,000 Trails, and I can send you the information, or you could look it up.
I'll look it up.
It's got a great
you
website.
already know
and
from
stuff.
when I first met you, and I'm just
Yeah.
fun and straightforward. Is with you, I'm torn because there's my job of making you move, right? Offer you
Right.
services, and then there's, as a social worker and just ethically, I want to make sure what your wishes are, because I did hospice work for a long time.
Oh, I understand.
So I'm approaching you more like a hospice social worker
Okay.
than I am a candidate resolution, right?
Okay.
So as much as I can, I'm advocating in that way too. So when
Okay.
they're coming up with scenarios of how they're going to change or get you to move or get you out of here, I'm being more, I'm just, to be honest, I'm being frank and trying to advocate, like, no, she really wants to stay with her RV. I don't think there are that many other options, but this makes it more like
Okay.
clearer, that you have a clear plan.
Okay.
That isn't just a pipe dream. That sounds like it's more
Okay.
doable.
I'll email you what we talked about, so that you can, when you have your
would be great.
meeting, that way you could
That
have
would be
more
great.
references, into it, because there's real facility, and I have photographs of when I was there, and I went and checked out 4 of them, like a one in
Well,
Morgan.
I'll look it up because it just sounds fascinating to
Yeah,
me.
it's a real solution for someone with me, and I can drive the RV, and it may end up just being where we give the car to my daughter.
Uh-huh.
The car's over there,
And what's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name's Zoe.
Zoe.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, you have the SUV.
yes, I have, but see, the idea is my son drives the RV to the campground. It stays there for 21 days, and I'm able to use the car to go to my
Yeah. To your
shopping,
appointments, your shopping.
anything, or the hospice will come to me though in the campground.
Yeah, no,
You
I know.
can talk to David about that. The medication and everything, and to me, and the whole thing about 1,000 Trails too is a good point. They're used to old people, like okay, now you can laugh.
No, because I told you this last time.
They're used to people
you
dropping
referred to
on them.
yourself being old, and you do not feel old.
Well, I'm 62 September
No,
1st,
wait,
so I feel quite
and
old.
I said the same thing to you before.
Well, they're
You don't
used to.
come-
Well, all right.
you
So,
don't come
so
across-
they're used to people, and they're nice about older RVs. The 1,000 Trails, they don't have that silly
Which is good.
10-year rule where they don't let you in. But also, I just think that they're more accustomed. It was awesome to just be around RV people.
Yeah.
It just felt.
No,
I'm
I
not
can
going to start
understand.
crying. I'm not. But this is so traumatic to be not in our normal, like when my husband passed, and well, the whole thing that
Well, this
happened.
isn't
We were in a
normal
campground.
RV campground.
We were in a campground
No,
in
this is very-
Sacramento County
yeah.
when my husband, when the whole thing happened, and we had to go and do the FEMA camp in isolation, pandemic. But I'm ready to go back into something normal, but at the same time, I can't just be towed away. I can't just
Well, so let me jump to this because I don't have
Thank
that
you.
much.
I know, and I appreciate your time.
So, they posted this because they're basically saying that Park and Rec is doing work on this.
I understand.
Right. So, what that allows the city to do is to force people to move because it's a operating thing.
Right.
So, and I'm just, you know, historically I know, as you know, but the little I've known your history is, you know, the last, you met me the first time because of
Beta breakers
right?
or Kaiser.
So their plan was to move everything, every RV off of this string.
Right.
And all of them got moved, I think, except for you.
Right.
Right.
Broken
So-
window on the corner.
Yeah. So,
We talked about that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking there's a good chance that they're not going to be able to move you again.
There's
But
what, I'm sorry.
There's a chance they're not going to be able to move you again. But I don't know. And I'm off next week, so I'm not going to be out here.
Yeah, they said
But
Tuesday.
they're coming.
They were
they're
coming
coming.
Tuesday.
So
yeah.
HSOC's coming Tuesday. They're going to come in force with police and department parking, with the rangers, and with, it'll be my team wearing these tan vests, offering services,
Okay.
and trying to get everyone to move. So I don't know how aggressive they're going to be with you in particular. I think for a lot of the folks going that way, they're going to be super aggressive. And I know it's, I mean, I've heard, I haven't been out here in a while, that it's now a mix of, because I know there's some folks like you that are trying to be out here. There's some, I think there's more unsavory folks that are problematic with drug use and all that. I
Yes.
think there's also some high-end people that are out here that are probably willing to move, but then will come right back, is what I've heard. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen, right? So, to be honest, personally, it would be great if they moved everyone else but you. So, I kind of laid it out that, you know, I think there needs, at this point, because for whatever reasons, there's been either strings pulled so that you didn't have to move, and some other people didn't have to move, and now all of a sudden they're saying everyone has to move. It's like, you know, I don't know if that's right.
I understand.
So, and you are right on the end. I said, you know, it is hard when there's one person that's left behind if they're moving everyone else. But at the same time, I think you have some good reasons and circumstances why you can't move, right?
Okay.
And again, I'm more honest than I probably should. I realized I probably shouldn't have brought Pat because he's the incident commander for HSOC. So he's the incident commander for the Public Streets Operations Center, which is who's coming out here to move.
Okay.
So unfortunately, he just heard that this is moving. So he's probably going to want you to try to move it. But I'm not sure where that would be.
I personally don't feel safe driving it because there's no brake lights. Okay, if I had the mechanic help, if the ECS, I'm writing Miss Baker, Jamisha Baker, to try to get ECS to, but I have Trina out here telling me ECS won't answer her call for me. You know, this doesn't have to be right here. This could be somewhere else, but again, where? And like you said, they're just going to come back or be in a worse place. But
Well,
I still am the problem. There just needs to be campgrounds. I mean, you know, like I'm not whining about it. I understand the reality of the NIMBYism and the
there
politics.
needs to be a good option for you to go, and leaving your RV is not a good option. So I don't know how much they're going to push, but you just need to be prepared that Tuesday and thereafter, until the time expires,
Yeah, 24.
until the 24th,
Yeah.
they're really going to be trying to move everybody on here, right? So it's a little bit more than like Beta Breakers, because that was about 5 days, right? And then the event happened, and then it was over. But this is going to be until the 24th, through the 24th. So the other thing is, I just wanted to let you know that. And that
Well,
hopefully
I
they
have
will
a
leave
couple
you
of
alone,
months,
but I don't know what
you
they're
know,
going to do,
I
right?
keep thinking I'll die, you know. But God's not cooperating with me on that one.
Well, your time will come when your time will come,
This is so wrong.
you know?
This hurts
And
me so
hopefully-
much. And I
hopefully-
know you know that.
yeah,
And I know you're
hopefully
not trying. I know you're being kind. But this hurts.
Well,
This is so stressful.
from my perspective, it was worth me coming out here just trying to let you know what's going on, right?
Yeah, there was a guy out here day before yesterday talking to a nice guy. He said he thought there was going to be a place for me.
That's the deal. That's the problem, right? So, depending on outside perspectives, right? For some people, they're going to say, hey, we have this really nice shelter/hotel for you to go to, right? But I think from where you're coming from, that's not a good option, right? For other people, they might say, hey, she's being offered a very good option. Why doesn't she take it?
I want what ECS offered in the beginning, which was to hook me up to the larger package at Thousand Trails, get the mobile mechanic, do the DMV. They paid the DMV in the RV, but just stopped in the car.
Are you connected to the supervisor out here? Because I know he's familiar with you.
Yeah,
So-
and they're just like, it's this is what they say, it's very political. But it's in black and white, ECS agreeing from the beginning to do these things. And if they did them, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not trying to take over here.
The other,
I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to get the services that were offered last year, and I've gotten
So I would really recommend,
been told the assistance is still available.
if you haven't already, keep reaching out to the supervisor, because he is definitely
Okay, I will
right.
do that.
I think when they come out here, be very clear on what you need to move.
I will, and I'm very prepared inside to move it. Like, it is movable. That's not. I'm not. I liked his interest in that it could move. Like,
Yeah.
like I looked right at him and said, if I was in the South, there'd be brothers and nephews, and all of you men would be out here doing this. And he kind of shook his head, yes, which is not. This is the first positiveness I've. This is very unnecessary. Okay, it doesn't have to be like this. I'm a gypsy. I can move. I want to move. I just need a little help.
Yeah.
But I can't just go barreling down the road like
It's
these
getting
guys.
You the appropriate help.
Yeah.
That I think is the problem.
Right.
But just know it's going to be a big
I
push.
know.
I wish I was out here, but I'm going to be off.
I understand.
So I will definitely follow up when I'm back to find out what happened, and I'll try to track you down. Hopefully it'll be right here. But you're going to need to be smart, and you need to realize that sign gives them power through the dates on it.
I understand.
So I know I'm not supposed to tell you any of that.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I do
So
understand.
technically, I am still on my lunch break.
Right.
That's very appreciated.
All right.
So just be careful from
Don't leave. Don't just
Through the
be
24th.
occupied. Just keep it occupied. Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, I said it. I said it. That's what the law is for well, it is not even a lawsuit. The Homeless Coalition did an agreement with SFMTA that if it's occupied, it has no power. It's powerless. I shouldn't be telling
So
you that.
no, I know that. I know that if someone's in their vehicle, they technically can't tow it, so they need to try to get people out, right?
Right.
And one way to do that is they say they need to do a wellness check, but if the person's responding and in their vehicle, then there's no reason to do that.
Right. That's why this was great.
One thing they might offer, I'm thinking, I heard, is that they might see about getting you a room there so you can park that in.
It'll be hard to get it in the parking lot because it has a little hump.
Well, they're talking about they would tow it.
Oh, that would be
All right, so now I'm off the clock.
okay.
If I was you, I would say, well, unless I have it in writing, how long you're going to let me have my RV in the parking lot? I'm not going to do that because they give you a room so you can park in the parking lot. You have the RV there, they get permission, and then the city stops paying for the room, and now you're on private property.
You
Now
could
you
be
only
towed.
get half utilities. I told them, well, I don't think she'll go for that because I said,
I don't think it'll get in
I
there.
said, I think Ramona's really smart about that. But, so you didn't hear that from me?
Yeah, I just want.
I'm back on the clock. I'm back on the
I just wrote Janice. I haven't sent it yet because she has some things she wants me to add. But it was simply what was said in February 4th in the emails with John Warner at ECS, which was register the other vehicle, get this smog, get repaired. Let's get out of here. It's simple.
So my biggest thing to you, I think, my recommendation is to be clear about what you need, right? And I think you need to stick to your guns.
Okay.
You need, I mean,
Yeah,
the harsh
that's how I
reality is
feel.
you're dying.
That's how I feel.
So why settle for something that is not
Upsetting.
gonna give you quality of life?
Thank you.
Fuck that.
That's
My
it.
language, right?
Right. No, I feel that way
Try
completely.
to stick to your guns.
I
Just
will.
know that, My hope is that they'll be able to make a major impact on the rest of the street, which will make the public and a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
If they can clear everything and there's just one RV sitting here, it's not going to be bad.
I
I
understand.
mean, it is challenging if there's just one RV here and everyone gets pushed, but I would also try to push that and say, hey, please move everyone else, just leave me alone. What would one RV is not going to do. And RV can get removed all the time and people come right back.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Even if I get everything repaired and I go to Thousand Trails, the problem, it still exists, even if I'm not here. Like, this
It'll
is
be one less RV.
one less RV for them. So, yeah, I understand. But I'm still pushing
But
for
this
the
might be,
services.
but this is a good opportunity to push a little bit more to get what you need.
I understand that.
Which is
And
the
I
other reason I came up.
Thank you.
Was to say this is a good opportunity.
That's why
You know,
she's
you can
here.
you can look at it like this is a bad thing.
She's making me drink
But I would
coffee.
say this is a good opportunity, right?
Yes. Thank
To
you.
maybe get what you really need.
You see, I'm on it. Like I'm on it. Like I understand what
You
you're
got my
saying.
email, you got my number.
Okay,
I'm off tomorrow through next week, so I won't be here for the op,
I understand.
but I'll try to reach back out. So did you get my email and my text?
I didn't. I think I got your text just now though, but I just my phone I just looked at it. So, but I saw you pull
So I
up.
just want to make sure you remember. So
I have
emailed
your
you
business
too.
card too. I have your
Yeah.
card. Your card is right here.
And my info, yeah, I saw it. And my info's on the email. I think I've responded to you. Maybe I did, but you have my email.
I have your email because I sent you the
You have
the
my
new
number,
one.
and I just
Okay.
texted you, so you have my number on it.
All right, and I'm just gonna